DJDUBL.
Hi, this is DJDUBL here and all the way from Ireland. I've got the A92 in the building.
Come on. Gang shit.
Got a lot of Dbo, KSav BT. Welcome to the mainland, fellas.
Thanks for having us, bro.
You guys are from Drogheda, right?
Drada.
Huh?
Drada.
Drada.
Yeah.
How many people get that wrong when they say it?
Everyone.
Everyone from England. So, we'll start again. You're from Drada.
Drada.
I said it right. You see that shit?
Drada.
First of all, let's break down the members of A92 because obviously you're not the whole crew here. So who else is in the collective?
Obviously there's us three, Kebs, Nix, Offica, Andre Fazaz.
Okay, right, cool. So 7 of you together.
Yeah.
BT, I read it was you and Offica that kind of started the collective. You two both started barring together, right?
Yeah, bro. Literally in 2016, 2017.
Okay.
It was just a thing of like, we just want to do something. Do you know what I mean? Because like everybody's just on the ends doing the same thing, like just running around, causing trouble, doing whatever. So it was like, let's actually just do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
let's try to do something for the area. Let's try it, and if it pops off, it pops off. And then back then it was just a thing of like, we're just gonna do it for fun. And you never know where it's gonna take us. And now, kind of like, you know, doing it properly now. Do you know what I mean?
Trying to do numbers now.
Yeah.
So when you guys started as, I guess obviously like as a duo, then what point did you think to start bringing other people in?
Well, it was a thing of like everybody in the ends, like I think it was probably a thing of like people are just afraid to start something themselves. Do you know what I mean? So like it was a thing of like once me and Offica had done it, it was like, yeah, cool. Other people, even if they probably never thought of doing it, they're like, I can try it now. At least someone else has done it. So like other people in the area started doing it. KSav jumped on it. Another brother called Ace jumped on it. Dbo jumped on it. And then from there it was like the only thing that made sense was for all of us to link up together and do it together. Because you know what they say, strength in numbers and that.
Yeah. So how did that conversation go then? And how did you decide like who them to work with?
Like I'm pretty sure like everybody. See Safo, our manager. He's just everywhere in Drada, so like he's like the connection everywhere.
Guy, yeah?
He's the guy. So like if you want to take anything serious, it's like just chat to Safo. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like everybody I come to Safo like on their own things. So Dbo I'd come to Safo, KSav I'd come to Safo on their separate things, and then Safo is just him together. He's thinking, yeah, let me just bring all these guys together. And he just made a group chat one day. It's like, listen, you lot, if you want to take music seriously, these are the people I'm going to take with me. If you guys want to do music seriously, everybody, you know, get locked in now. Do you know what I mean? So from there it was like, okay, everybody was like, KSav was doing his little tracks with Ace, he was doing his tracks with Dbo, and then it was like, yeah, from there we were just building together, building everything together, and then we jumped on tracks together, and from there it was just game.
Sick. Shouts to Safo then.
Trust me, bro.
Shout out to Safo's store.
Shout out to Safo, shout out to MF as well.
Yeah, man.
So when was that? When was the group chat and like officially like A92 was born as a collective? When did that happen? Because that was recent, really, isn't it?
2019.
See,
yeah, but that group chat wasn't made till 2019.
The group chat
It wasn't made till like 2019.
2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, recent.
Yeah.
So tell me about the area, Drada.
Drada.
I said it wrong again. You're like, fuck's sake. Tell me about Drada, like the area that you grew up in. What's it like?
It's a nice little town.
It's just it's a small town where like it's like everyone knows everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone is literally.
Town in Ireland,
it is the biggest town in Ireland, but like compared to like obviously when you come to places like London and that, you realize how small it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like everyone knows everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a real big community where, like, yeah, just as I said, everyone knows everyone. Like everybody's just kind of just at their own thing. Do you know what I mean? Like me and the boys, like we're just boys on the block that used to just like obviously there's the rappers. But like A92 is a lot bigger than just artists. Like we have managers, we have people that are into business, dancers, all sorts of stuff. So we were all just a big community of people that just like to just have the crack. Do you know what I mean? Have fun and shit like that. So like yeah, Drada's just it's just a big ass community. Do you know what I mean? Just a big ass community. So,
so like in comparison to, let's just take like I'm just gonna say like a typical rapper's upbringing. From the UK, like a typical rapper would be like from the block, like council housing and stuff, and then grew up like, you know, around like trap boys and all that stuff. How does that compare to kind of your upbringing there? Is it a similar environment and similar community?
Like you see, Ireland is one of them places that, like, I know people in the UK probably look at Ireland and they probably just think it's full of leprechauns and all that, pots of gold and all that shit, but like Ireland is like not the same as UK, but like everybody has their own struggles, everybody has where they came from,
just,
you know what I mean?
It's just like saying, like comparing what the American rappers to then UK rappers, do you know what I mean? Like everybody goes through their own struggle, it's life.
Right.
So
Like
some of us different, do you know what I mean?
Some of
it
us
might
are,
not be like as extreme as UK, but it's still
elements of it all there.
yeah, because some of us luckily grew up in nice homes, some of us different struggles. Like there's some brothers that we grew up with that came from Musney, like, you know, from when they came from abroad, do you know what I mean? So they grew up in like probably some of the worst conditions.
What's that type of housing called again? What's Musney called again?
Musney?
Yeah, like what's it
It's a fucking what's it called? An asylum, like
it's asylum.
Right, okay,
one
So
of
like,
them ones when like
because
people
Ireland is very, like, we're first generation black
Right.
people in Ireland, do you know what I mean? So like
So a lot
people
of
have only
us,
been in Ireland like probably since like 2001,
Right,
20
okay,
years.
Even like 1998.
Because even when my mum came here at first, she, like, people used to walk by and be like,
yeah.
Oh, right, I see. So your parents' generation is effectively like first generation.
Yeah,
immigrants
basically,
into
yeah.
Ireland.
yeah, so like,
It's funny. I remember doing I played for an Afrobeats night in Dublin before, and I was proper surprised because there's quite a large Congolese community there as well. Isn't it? Like, it's crazy.
yeah, that's what I mean. So like a lot of people came from their own struggles. Like I have man them that came from council houses, I have man them that came from rich houses, do you know what I mean? But like all of that doesn't matter. All of us have the end goal, do you know what I mean? And everyone has what they're chasing. So like I don't think that because you came from a council house or because you came from a rich house, it doesn't really mean anything, do you know what I mean?
Right,
It's all about what you're doing, isn't it?
We're just in it together. What was it like for you guys locally, like when you first started out doing the music thing? Was there much of a scene in the area, and like especially when it comes to drill and that, were you embraced locally or was it a struggle?
I think obviously drill is it's such a genre anyway where it's like it's almost in a way promoting violence. Like people look at it in that way. So it was so hard at the start to get people to like buy into it, do you know what I mean? And even now we're still trying to get people to almost kind of buy into it a bit more, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and obviously there was the few people that started drill like in other towns that were doing it but hadn't maybe done it as big as like we are doing it now, and we like kind of just kept our head down and we're just like, fuck it, we're just gonna do our own thing, see how it goes. And but the support now it's been crazy. Like I mean, not even just in terms of Ireland, like all over the world, like we get support from like everywhere, do you know what I mean? So like looking at it now, it's just mad how like everything has changed, like from going from like getting like having to send promo to people and be like, will you promo this song for me? And now it's like people are doing that all over the world, you know what I mean? It's
Without you even saying a word to them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I was looking at your stats as well. You guys have got a crazy fan base in Australia.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
We need to go there. For real.
Actually, we need to go there
because
for real.
I've been
Shout out
seeing
to
it
the Aussies,
everywhere,
man.
man. Australia, New Zealand, all them sides. Like if we go there for shows, I know it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. America as well,
Yeah, everywhere to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen through the YouTube comments. I've seen like a lot of people from Canada and that commenting on videos and things like that.
It's mad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Worldwide.
It's a world tour we need next.
Yeah. So did you find like, did the support come from abroad first and then people at home started fucking with you, or did you like build the thing at home and then you had the locals on board and then it just spread?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, like when me and Offica started at first, it was very like in ends. Like everybody that was supporting was in ends. So like it was just more of a thing of like everyone around us and all our people, like people that just fucked with us in general, they were like, yeah, we need to push our people, do you know what I mean? But then once it got to like I don't know if I want to say like some people just get jealous or some stuff, but like once you start getting bigger, it's like all that support starts fading. Do you know what I mean? And then it's the abroad support that's coming in heavy now, do you know what I mean? But like people in our area still mess with us and people in Ireland still mess with us, but like it's just, you know, when people have been doing it for so long and then you come up quicker and faster than them, it's like, you know what I mean? Especially because Ireland is so small as well.
So small, yeah. Everyone literally knows everyone.
Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like you can live on the other side of the island, you'd know what's happening in Drada.
Trust me.
Right, got you. So in terms of like drill music in Ireland, what was like a breakthrough moment where you guys realized like just for example a song, like what was like the first big drill song that started getting plays in Ireland?
It was probably Offica's Naruto drillings. Offica, and this was really before even like myself, KSav had really started taking the music thing seriously. Offica had dropped a song called Naruto Drillings. And at the time, we didn't really think anything of it. We were still really kind of just doing music for fun. And it ended up getting like a lot of, like, it just started blowing up.
100K
you know
like
I mean?
a day.
Yeah, it was doing
20K a day. I can't even remember. It was just going on mad numbers a day.
This is something that we had never, we'd seen other people like outside do this and we were just like, raw, this is our bro doing this, do you know what I mean? That's where we
because Russ came up with Gunlean and all them things, so like them times Joe was really popping. Do you know what I mean? So it was a thing of like, everyone is getting mad numbers, and people are making mad money off drill, and then you're just thinking like raw. And then obviously Offica did his Naruto drilling thing, and we're just looking at it like, wow, this is something that, like, I remember when he was recording it all them times, and it was just like, when it dropped, it was like, wow, this is really taking off, do you know what I mean? And like, that's just all literally just him sitting down, you know, cluing in, you know, locking in and just doing it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think like with you guys as a collective, the biggest, like the most amount of growth for you lot came during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's
like,
mad.
what was first of all, what was the lockdown like in Ireland? Because over here, the first one was crazy. It was like no one that was out. And the last one, everyone was having parties.
It was literally the same. But like, it was one thing where like I look back at it and I think like I'm appreciative for the lockdown, because it almost like it was like there's nothing to do now. Let's just focus on music. Do you know what I mean? Where it was just like we're going studio sessions and straight backyard. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing else but that. So it kind of just helped us lock in and just really take the thing seriously. So it wasn't easy, because obviously like people weren't really able to move about and that, and trying to get to studio and stuff like that was hard. But it just helped all of us, I think, like just lock in a bit more and be like, fuck it, let's take this music thing that bit more seriously.
You know, when you're sitting in your house during COVID, like there's trappers, there's this, there's that. No one's making. It's hard to make money. It's hard to do anything. So like, it's kind of like you just sit in your house and you're just like, you know what? Yeah, you might as well just do this music thing. When you come out of this lockdown, whatever songs you've recorded, hopefully you get a few bangers, get a few peas in your pocket, make your money. Do you know what I mean? So it was just a thing of like cluing in, locking in during that pandemic, because there was nothing to do. Ireland full lockdown. Like, when did we get out of lockdown? Recently.
Literally, to be honest, we've only literally got out of lockdown there last month. October 22nd. That's when it was late, officially.
I know even Northern Ireland, for example, like they're only just lifting their final restrictions.
Yeah.
Like
there's still mad restrictions. Like you see the way the clubs and everything are popping off here.
Yeah.
You're not getting in no club in Ireland without no COVID vaccine.
Really?
No COVID vaccine. You're not going any.
So
You're not. You're not going no restaurant without
you can't sit
vaccine.
in no restaurants. None of that.
Even like if you're going to shops and that, you're still wearing masks, social distancing. It's still mad. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't realise that.
Like,
so literally, you just can't step in the club
no.
unless you've had the vaccine.
We had a show literally before we came here on the Friday, like not last Friday, the Friday before that. We had a show, and like 250 people didn't even get in because they didn't have vaccines.
Holy fuck!
And do you know what I mean? The show was on Friday, and then on like Monday of the week of the show, we were told that the government, they're thinking of locking off the whole opening. Everything, that the show might not happen. So like for the whole week we were thinking, the show's not gonna happen. The day before the show they told us, the show's gonna happen, but listen, everybody needs to have COVID certs. And then we were like, oh shit, how are we gonna get all the fans to get COVID jabs like literally the day before that? You know what I mean? But like, we still shelled it, but 250 people didn't get in, do you know what I mean? And this is only last week, so everything is still a bit mad.
Being so relatively new to the whole music thing, and now that you've only just started taking it seriously, was it your first live show?
No, it wasn't the first one, but I think that was probably the biggest one we'd done so far. That was probably the biggest, because that was Offica's headline show.
Okay,
So that was probably
in Dublin as well.
In Dublin, straight in there. So it was probably the biggest one we've done so far. But
are you comfortable on the stage?
I think I am. Yeah, like looking at it now, like I am very comfortable on the stage. I think the people, when you know that people are there to actually support you, and these people actually enjoy your music, it makes it so much easier to just be yourself on the stage and just, you know what I mean, give it everything they got, because they paid money to actually, for you to literally, like, you know what I mean, for them to hear your music live. You have to
even after coming out of the pandemic as well, do you know, this is what we've been waiting for, literally.
You know what I mean?
Like, You should have seen it when we did that plugged in. It was mad in
mad.
Dublin because like it was like that plugged in from the time we recorded and that, and when it was popping off, the only thing in our head was like, we want to perform this song.
Yeah.
I want to see people, like I want to go to a nightclub. I want to hear it because even the small motives that we had, you know, during the whatever we could, you know, other motives. Anytime that song came on, mad. Do you know what I mean? So it was always a thing like we just wanted to perform it, and when we performed it, crazy.
Went crazy.
That plugged in's like, yeah, that's definitely a milestone moment for all of you. Is it true that you wrote the bars on the way to the plugged in?
Yeah.
Mad.
We literally
Bro,
did.
you see, that's what we're saying about this whole taking the music thing seriously. Like it was like, cause
Even at that point, like we were doing music, but it wasn't like
It wasn't
we were looking
serious.
at it like a job. Do you know what I mean? Even at that point. So I remember, I think the night before we tried to do something. and
remember
it
we
was
went
just
studio the day before.
We went studio the night before and we tried to do something. We were just like, nah, it's not. We're not really
Everyone was
feeling
just
it.
sitting there falling asleep in the
falling
studio,
asleep in the studio,
tired. Everyone's hungry.
whatever.
We're just like, you know what?
We're just like,
Dead it,
you know
man.
what, yeah, everybody just write their bars the night before we come in. And then the night before, nobody writes no bars. We're just like, you know what, yeah, we're gonna hop in the Addison Lee. No, we had a bus that was taking us about, and we literally, I think it was about like a 2.5 hour drive, innit?
It was like an hour or something.
Or an hour drive or something like that. And we just had the beat of the plugged in playing the whole way through the
I know
whole
the driver
ride.
was pissed.
And the
Same beat
driver
playing.
was just the whole way through. And even to the point where when we got to the studio, when we got to Film Studio, I hadn't heard what the man in my wrote. So it was just like, all right, you lay your thing. When I hear it, I'll just lay whatever I have. So like even the whole formula, everything, it makes no sense, but it ended up just
You know
going
what's
mad.
sick the way you did it though, like in rotation. So how did you all work that out if you hadn't heard anything? Because it was like you had practiced it 100 times. Like
You
It
know,
was just mad.
There was no awkward, like,
looking back at it, yeah, we don't know. I think it's just, you see, when you've been making music with certain people for for so long, and like obviously I knew even before music, these were my boys before.
Yeah.
We almost just like know each other like to the point where, in terms of even making music, I know like, okay, KSav will probably spit this type of flow. I know how exactly I'm gonna come in after KSav. If BT spits, yeah, I know how he's gonna come in. I know how I'll come in after that. So it's so easy to just make music and make it gel all the time. Do you know what I mean?
I like the numbers as well. I was looking yesterday. It's like nearly at 70 million on Spotify.
Yeah.
I know you got top 5 in the Irish charts.
Yeah.
Not even like rap charts. That was like official charts.
charts,
And I
yeah.
know it went top 40 in the UK as well.
Mad.
And like you set records with that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think it was the first
For a freestyle or
first
something.
drill collective to chart with a freestyle as well. So like, you had
mad.
setting levels. When that was happening and when it was starting to like sky off and really just do the figures it was doing, like, how was the feeling off of that?
I think I don't even. It was so overwhelming because even like looking back at it, the plugged in literally took off so like quickly to the point where I don't even think we understood what we did.
Yeah, we weren't. I don't think we were. Like, even when I remember Safo would come into the group chat, yo, we're the top 40 charts. I'm like,
And we're
what's
just
that?
just like,
What's that? You
like,
know what I mean? I don't even know what's
do you
going
know
on.
what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Like, and I remember like him explaining it to us. Like you remember them times you'd watch MTV and they'd count down all the tracks from top 40, and I was like, shit, we did that. You know what I mean? Like it was even at the time, like we still, even at that point, even once the plug-in had dropped, it wasn't like music was like the thing we were doing seriously. Do you know what I mean? So when we were hearing about the things we were doing, like records we were breaking, it was just like raw. Like we literally came from this small town of Drogheda. We're just like, fuck it, we're tired of causing trouble, we're tired of doing all of this shit, let's make music and let's see how it goes. And we've done this in like literally under a year. Do you know what I mean? It was just, and even with the whole pandemic, I don't even think it even allowed us to really take in everything we did. Do you know what I mean? So, but like it was mad, it was surreal, and the support
That's why
was
the
crazy.
pandemic was actually a blessing in a way.
Yeah.
Because like it kind of like, it just gave people that mentality of like, what else are you doing? Like if you're going to do something, you might as well do it with your full heart. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Do you think it's harder the fact that you guys are from Ireland, or do you think that's kind of given you like this quirky edge that it's made you different to everybody else?
Being different is okay. Like, I know people, that's the thing, people just look at Ireland, and Ireland is like, you wouldn't even think it. Do you know what I mean? That this could come from Ireland. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, that's what I'm saying. People don't know what we've done. They don't know how we've came and stuff like that. So when they just see us doing music and popping off of music, like how are these guys doing this? Like, what is so good about them? Because I know there's people in UK that have been doing music for years, people in Ireland have been doing music for years, and like some of the stuff that we've done, like they've never done. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard for them to kind of like look at us and be like, these guys are not on anything. They're not from. They're just a few guys that just jumped on the mic and is rapping. Do you know what I mean? But like, for us, it's more than that because we're putting our hard work into this. Do you know what I mean? We're trying.
But do you think it would be easier for you if you were like
100%.
a South London collective?
100%.
Probably.
100%.
Because I know people just
There's
accept
not much
people when.
opportunities in Ireland.
Right.
I think in terms of the music scene.
If the pandemic wasn't the thing last year, and the plug didn't drop and it did what it did, we'd be better off than we are now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just Ireland's music scene is slower than anywhere else. Like the big labels in Ireland don't look at drill rappers.
They're not gonna look at small drill rappers because literally we're the first, not the first ones, but like it's.
We're the ones to make the noise.
Do you know what I mean? Kind of make it
They're not gonna be like, oh, yeah,
commercial or whatever.
Something to these like if we were from UK, America, like we'd be fine.
Yeah.
There is major label interest now, though, isn't it? I know Atlantic have like a branch over there with another label, and I know they're looking at. I guess it's kind of. I feel like it's because of the waves that you guys have been making as well. That's what the attention.
I think it's one of them ones where like not even just in terms of drill, but the rap scene in Ireland is literally just grown because it's literally been. Like, I know drill has probably only been about for no longer than 3 years in Ireland.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where in terms of the UK, in terms of like America, it's something that's been building for
people
time.
I know people. I've seen gigs and all them man spitting on like Sony Ericssons from like 2007. You know what I mean? And that type of stuff was never really happening in Ireland. You know what I mean?
So I feel like if anyone is really gonna enjoy the Irish scene, like. It's gonna be the people that are coming up now. Do you know what I mean? That are building it now.
You see,
like we're setting the.
It's like a stepping block. It's cool for now. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the Irish scene is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy because I'm telling you, like even for us, like for me, anyways, like going into I would have never gone into like music is always something I've wanted to do. But I would have probably never gone into the Irish thing if people didn't do it before me. Like, there's people that did it before us. Like, people like Reggie, Onano, all them, man, they were doing music before us. But, like, it was a thing of, like...
Yeah, like, you wouldn't think people in that... You wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, let me do music.
But them man were doing music and they were lit. Do you know what I mean? Like, back then, they were lit. Because back in, like, 2018, 2017, when they were doing music...
the only ones.
They were the only ones, and they had Ireland on lock.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, I was seeing them in Athlone, Galway... Belfast doing selling shows, doing uni tours, do you know what I mean? And everyone is showing them love, but like back then, probably getting like 60k views and all them things, but like back then it was mad.
Then that was mad.
I was going to say back then like 100k, like
it was like that was mad. Do you know what I mean?
So like for them doing that, it was like when we wanted to do it, it was like let's do it as well.
Their man can do it, why not? Do you know what I mean? The people like that can do it and shell it the way they're shelling it. We can also do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dbo, you've got like one of the most unique voices in drill. Like it's one of the most prominent things in the comments as well. Like whenever you jump on, and like, did you know there was like a fan theory that you had like an effect on your voice to make it bigger?
I heard that, but like when I heard it, I was just like, what the fuck, man? Like, you know what I mean? It was such a mad because obviously it was one of them ones where it's my voice, so like I don't actually like it doesn't even really dwell on me how deep it is. Till people are just kind of just like raw, like what the hell. And then when I saw the TikToks, I started seeing the comments. I was just like, it was overwhelming. It was just like raw. Like my voice has made this like such a big impact on people, like even to the point where they're making all of these like. I don't tend to look at the comments like that no more because it's just too much.
The comments are always mad.
They're always mad. They're always mad. But
and
now,
even when people see him in person, like they're like, so your voice is actually like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like and you're a tall guy as well.
People they're still even trying to settle down and just be like, raw, like this guy is actually a real person. Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost like fictional. Like how is he this big? How is his voice this like deep? And how can he rap? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But like it's just funny to just see people's reactions. Like when they see me for the first time or when they hear my voice, it's just like raw. It's really that deep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
One thing I like about A92 is like every single member
different.
Exactly. There's variation. Like you all sound different.
Different.
There's other collectives where like I might have to see the video
Bro.
to know who's doing the bars. Do you know what I mean? But like
yeah.
with you guys, I can listen just on the audio version,
And I'd be like,
and I
yeah,
know
this is-
who's spitting.
That's why
where, like,
all of us are so different, but I think that's what works.
yeah, absolutely. But is that something that's been done deliberately, or is it just like it just happened that way that you all are just different and in the same crew?
Nah,
See,
it's-
do you know?
like, because the thing is that it's not like we all started rapping together. We all joined separately.
Yeah,
Like,
because you all had your own thing
Yeah.
going
Do you know
for
what I
it.
mean? Because even when me and Officer jumped on drill, the flows that we were using back then was different. Do you know what I mean? When he jumped on drill, he was using different flows, and he jumped on drill, he was using different flows, different punchlines, different types of stuff. But I think it was even when we did the link up, when we were all doing it together, it was like everybody. I came to the studio late, and I think Ace, Nix, and Dbo had laid their verses, and all their verses were just so different. And it was like everybody, you can see like each person has come with something different, and they've come with their own flavor to the track. And it was like you got to bring your own flavor. Do you know what I mean? You have to come with your own thing, because I could go on the track and use Dbo's flow as well, and people probably still think maybe it's hard, but it's not me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You have to be yourself, literally.
Yourself, yeah.
You have to.
Who's the best in A92? Yes, there's the energy right there. You see how quick he said it as well.
No, I'm joking. I couldn't, to be honest, I couldn't even necessarily pick anybody, because everyone is just so different, and there's just certain things I like about everybody's sound, which is so good. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even pick who like I would say is the best, because everyone is so different. Like if you're like, I think what makes the A92 so special is in terms of music. Like whatever you're looking for, if it's punchlines, if it's a flow, if it's like everybody's got something that you're looking for. Do you get what I mean? So if everybody hops on a song, we're not missing anything. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's brought a different like style, a different flavor, a different flow, different punchlines, everything to the track. So it's just how different we are. That's what really makes us what we are today.
Because even the fans.
When you're recording and when you're going through like the song making process, does it feel like there's any like friendly competition there? Like if someone
100%.
you're like, right, I'm
100%.
rap then, yeah.
100%.
Like I remember, funny enough, like KSav and BT, I think the first day we landed, that was the day we landed. Me and Safo landed, didn't it? They'd gone to studio and they recorded this track. Obviously, I can't talk too much about the track, but the track is heat. And I remember hearing it, and I literally called Safo and I was like, yo, just get me a session tomorrow. Now, like, just get me a session tomorrow. I'm going in, I'm locking in. But
We're always trying to outwork each other, innit?
yeah, because it's what's gonna make us better. If we're like, obviously, if we're competing with each other friendly, like obviously, I hear KSav's made this 6 song. No, I'm going studio tomorrow. I gotta make something better. Do you know what I mean? But it's all that. It's all in the end of the day, just bringing all of us up together. Do you know what I mean? To grow and make sure that we're all keeping on our toes and making sure that nobody's falling behind and shit. You know what I mean?
With so many of you in the collective as well, like when it comes to making a song, is there a case of like all of you do parts of the song and then you chop it down, or because there aren't any songs with all 7 of you
It just depends.
Yeah,
on at the same time, are they?
It just depends. Yeah.
Like what song you want to do. Like it actually just all depends.
You know, there's no there's actually no formula to making music at all.
I
It's
think
all
we really go
all
off
just
our
for
vibes.
That's literally
Vibes.
it.
Okay, yeah.
It's just
Literally
vibes. Like, I
vibes.
could literally hear a beat and I'll be like, okay, I think I'm jumping on this. BT be like, I'll literally drop something and BT be like, I got something that'll go straight after.
I think
this,
something
it's
that'll
hard.
work, do you know what I mean?
He'll drop
Okay.
something.
More time you can go studio and you could be like, yeah, I want to work on the solo track, and then man them can just come and just be like, yo, do you know what? Let me hop on this.
Let me hop on this. I like this. Do you know what I
The
mean?
next you know, it's just a banger.
And it's just a banger.
That's one of our songs, Sung and Duck. That was originally supposed to just
It's
be
solo.
Nick's solo.
Right,
But
okay.
then Nick fit the hook, and I was just like, nah.
No way. No way.
So then it was Kev's hopped on it, then Dbo hopped in. I was just like, like I'm in studio, like I'm hardly just gonna allow this. And
Yeah.
Hopped on the track and
I should have gone studio.
One of them ones you sat it out,
I
yeah.
should have gone studio for that track.
So even the cold room, him, BT, and Nick. That day, man, we were in a hotel, and obviously, Safo was telling us we're supposed to go studio, yeah.
Saf was like a dad.
So that's
a good
calm,
thing,
yeah.
though. That's a good thing.
And then all of a sudden, Safo goes, "We're not going studio anymore, right?" So obviously, man, them just decided to let loose, get a bit drunk.
Yeah, man, we were thinking, let's drink a bit, get a few girls
So
down.
obviously, got drunk. I got messed up. and then I passed there.
Big man couldn't go studio.
And then them man went studio, made a banging track, and then yeah, I was.
Fella woke up in the morning talking about, boys, let me hop on the track.
So yeah, man, it's just like. Just friendly competition, you get me? Like,
Yeah.
when I had that track, I was just like, yeah, I need to go on this track. But yeah, man.
You drank for it instead.
Yeah.
So Offica did the face reveal. Are you thinking of doing one?
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
Mysterious.
So what's the reason that you have a mask?
I'm like, when I first started, I didn't want my mom to find out.
Right, okay.
But then when I dropped my first ever song, she found out already.
Trust me.
So I was just like,
they know, bro. Like,
Trust
doesn't
me.
matter.
You see, when it comes to parents, no matter what you do, they know if that's their child. Trust me, because even me, I was wearing a full belly and the no hook. I was even smoking everything, and I was thinking, my mom's not gonna catch me, bro. She by the lips, she knew that was me. Just my lips and the belly, my eyes, everything. She was like, that is me.
My mom just said, yeah, this is like, she just heard my voice. She's like, this is you. I was just like, yeah. But it's not a thing where like, I just like my privacy. Like she like when we're here, this guy can't go onto the street without someone screaming, "Oh, yo, that's Dbo."
Like you can't miss this guy.
I mean, you stand out in the crowd.
I fucking hate it. Sometimes like it's lit, like, but sometimes it's just a bit too much. Like,
yeah, like me,
I can't even.
I'm a type of private. I'm a private person. I don't like people like knowing my personal business. So like, in Drada, my face is known. You get me?
I was just about to say, because it's such a small local area. Like, if you're always with these guys anyway, then anyone in school, they're just gonna know it.
Everybody in Drada knows it's me. You get me? Because before I even put on a mask, like I was already known. You get me?
Right. Yeah.
Outside of Drada, like if you're not close to me, you're not close to the boys. You wouldn't know.
Right. Okay.
I'm just a private person. I don't really like people to like, oh yeah, that's KSav. You get me? That's not really me. Well, taking it off, I take it off like maybe when I hit like 100K on Instagram or something.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So if you want the mask off, you need to
follow him on Insta.
Promo.
Yes. So how did you pick that mask? Was there like, did you go through like a variation?
Nah, do you know what it was? One of my boys in school, right? I was telling him that I'm gonna start rapping, and he was like, "Yeah, I have this cool mask for you." I was just like, "Yeah, calm." He goes, "It's a gold mask," and I just thought it was gonna be like a golden balaclava. Then he linked me for my first shoot, and then he handed me this, and I was just like, "What is this?" And then I came to the shoot, and then man, they were just laughing, and I was just like, you know, I don't even care. So then used it, and then it popped off. Like everybody just fucked with it. So I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna stick with it. I was supposed to change it, but I just never.
He's actually never. You're supposed to change it.
Were you going to change it to, or were you just gonna like look about and see?
No, because this girl was even like, I need to change this mask. Like,
nah, I don't know, man. At first, I didn't like it, but like, it makes sense.
It makes so much sense.
It makes sense now because it's so iconic.
But like, yeah, I was supposed to change it. I just never bothered to get a new one, so I just stayed with this and.
Well, ironically, that's your identity now, isn't it? That's everyone.
That's who I am now.
That connects you with that. So, and now Offica's like obviously. Sometimes he wears it, sometimes he doesn't. But like now you're the masked guy, so it works for you, I guess. 92 Degrees Mixtape. December was a great month.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So talk to me about the project. First of all, like when it dropped, how well was it received? Like, did it get did you have expectations before dropping it?
I think obviously we'd had the plan of the mixtape like for a while, and like we'd had the plan of like how we wanted to go about it, how we wanted to promo it and stuff like that. But I feel like you can never really know how well something is gonna do till it drops. But like obviously the support from it was mad. Like everyone, like I remember like seeing like as soon as it dropped, I remember just seeing it everywhere, just like people promoting it, people bumping to it. Like the reception from it was mad. You know what I mean?
I remember
first mixtape.
Even the day we announced it on the A92 official page, where like obviously 2.5K comments and we'll drop it.
Yeah.
I think it got like 3K comments or something, and then we upped it to 5K comments like within the day.
And it wasn't even ready at that point.
It wasn't even ready. We were just a bit of promo.
Just to see, do you know what I mean?
And everyone was ready at that point. I remember my phone was getting hockey.
was,
That
yeah.
was, where's the mixtape? Where is it?
My
And I
phone
was
felt
there
like
yo,
92
it's coming.
degrees, no cap. Like my phone was like going off like from everywhere, all over the place. And I think it's more just like obviously support from your own country is low. Like it's sick. Like you like, but obviously in a way you kind of just because you know you're from there, in a way you kind of almost expect that. You know, what I mean? You want people in your country to fuck with your music, but like when you now see support worldwide from where
That's
you
when you know
at,
it's serious.
and that's when you realize how serious it is, and then you realize
when
right.
you realize that other people are actually fucking with your music and they're not, it's not like
They know
see
you.
with me, I feel like sometimes other people only support because they know me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So seeing people from outside outside your area to be like fucking with your music heavy, that's when you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, completely unrelated people. They're in different time zones.
You know what I mean?
And even people that speak different languages.
Yeah,
like,
all of that
and
shit.
they're-
And the thing is, back then we weren't even that big, so like, I'm going through my Instagram messages, opening all of them, you know, most of them, and I'm just seeing people from like Norway and stuff telling me you are my favorite person in the whole world. Tell Dbo to reply to me. Tell, you know what I mean? Just literally showing the maddest of love, and you're just thinking like, this person does not even know you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At
That's
all.
the crazy part.
Like at all. It's mad.
Yeah, the fan love is real. So European tour 2022, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
it's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Tickets on sale now. Make sure you get at them
For
now.
UK and Ireland
Oh,
tour.
what? Is there actually a tour set up for next year?
Yeah,
UK
there
and
is
Oh,
Ireland.
sick. I didn't even
UK and
realise that. I'm
Ireland
just saying
tour.
like it should be.
Nah,
UK
European
and
tour,
Ireland
amen.
tour.
But UK and Ireland tour,
Yeah.
February and March.
UK and Ireland tour February.
We got had to get pushed. It was supposed to be this month.
Supposed to happen.
We should be on tour now,
should be
bro.
on tour actually right now.
Right, okay.
But it
We
got
should have
pushed.
few shows in October, and then we should have few shows this month as well, but it's got pushed back to February.
February and March, so
Well, it gives you more time to load up, more time
Yeah.
for releases. and
More
get that album
songs,
ready.
more everything. It's not even. It's just more of a blessing for the fans. More songs, more bangers, more everything. Do you
Yeah,
know?
facts. How difficult was it to get the mixtape down to 15 tracks? Especially with 7 of you involved as well. Like, there must be like a arsenal of tunes.
oh, we have loads of
We had,
songs.
we had loads of
We have
songs from the
loads.
mixtape. But I think it was just, as I said, it's just them studio vibes, man. You just kind of just know what songs are gonna
like
be
you actually
what.
just kind of knew which songs were gonna
Yeah,
go.
we
and
just
which
like-
songs weren't.
Like, and it wasn't even really a conversation that we even all had together and we're like, we're gonna put this song. It was just kind of just like, yeah, that song's gonna be on the mixtape, and everybody just knew, yeah, we put that one. Like,
And like no fighting about it.
yeah, when you're making a project, you kind of just already kind of know what type of vibe you're trying to go with, and when you find out them type of songs that just fit that like the name of 92 Degrees, like every single song has to be heat. Once you know that, it just made it actually made it a lot easier than people would probably think.
That's the thing.
vibes-wise.
I don't think between all of us, we're not too, you know, like if I say to the man, them, oh yeah, me and Dbo did a track, it's not cold. You know, well, even that it's not cold, or maybe it's not going to fit the album. Me and him are not going to take offense, and we're not going to cry about it. You know what I mean?
Right,
So it's a thing where we can say to each other, "Yo, that verse wasn't really it. We're not going to put it on." And do you know what I mean? Move on.
But you know what? That's the important thing as well. Like, being around yes men and stuff's detrimental.
Yeah,
in
that's
this
the problem.
music business.
100%.
If you drop a dead bar, like, the people around you need to tell you now.
Trust me.
Level up. Like,
Do you know? I remember even the link up. Remember you put an 8 on it, and then we listened to it. We went home with the track, and then everyone just came back to me like, "Yo, okay, change that 8," and then he changed it. He changed it, and it was cold.
And it was
Yeah.
cold.
Simple.
And that's a good thing. That's how you need to be with each other, innit? Just keeping it real, and you're
That's-
gonna make the best music.
Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna make each other better, and like especially when you're doing it with people that you've known for so long, it's easy to talk. Like it's not like I've known KSav, I've known BT, I've known the boys for time now. It's not like I could literally say, yo, do you know what it is? I think you could change this verse, you could change this line, do this, do that, and
Like if you could go harder, go harder.
Yeah, go harder. Do you know what I mean? It's all love at the end of the day, because we know we only want for all of us to grow. So if I'm telling you that like this could change, or you're telling me this can change, I know at the end of the day it's coming from love, and you want me to be the best as that can be. Do you know what I mean? So it just makes it that much easier, especially when you're doing it with people that you've known for so long. Do you know?
Yeah, facts.
So
Do you guys have a favourite track off the project?
off the mixtape, 92 Degrees.
Probably 92 Degrees. That's probably my favorite song in that track.
We had
Which
a
one?
92 Degrees.
Oh, okay.
we had a song called 92 Degrees on the album.
Yeah, BT and Nicks. That's probably my favorite song in the album.
I like Foul Play, me and Kebs.
Foul Play.
now.
Foul Play.
I like Foul Play, me and
Foul
Kebs.
Play was probably my favorite track.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like Foul Play, me and Kebs, and the link up.
Oh yeah,
Link Up.
see the link
to
up.
be
Yeah,
honest.
the link up is probably my favorite track that I've ever
But
done.
that's like the first. But that was like the first A92 track.
Yeah,
really, innit?
together,
It was the first
yeah.
one as a collective.
Yeah, that was
For
the
me,
first
that
one.
was my opening. Like that was when I opened my eyes, like for everything, because I kind of looked at the link up as. I think another song dropped that day as well, and I was just looking at the way the views were going up, and I think this not a bigger artist from UK, and the views were like, I think we had pushed past them, and I was just looking at like this is for
Yeah,
real.
I remember that.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I remember.
All of it, like I'm literally refreshing the views as we're going, and I'm just like, wow, we're actually beating a UK artist that has been in the game like probably 5 years deep. Do you know what I mean? And that for me, that was when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this properly.
Definitely a very good entry point for you guys. Like I said, being like the first proper thing that that brought a lot of attention from here. Like, what's A92? Who are these guys? Oh,
Yeah.
Irish
What's that
shit,
about?
like, yeah, it's cold, man. My favourite of the project's Go Low 2.0.
That's another hard one.
Fucking cold.
That song
should have been on that
You
song.
should have seen how that song went sick at the show as well.
I can imagine.
Crazy.
Like, I think, like for me, that's the best A92 track. Like, it's my
sick.
favourite one.
That's actually another. That's actually up there
That's a
too, man.
banger.
It's hard to. That's why I said we have so many bangers. It's just hard to even say what's your favorite. You know what I mean? We always go hard on every single song.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that Golo is actually another. Forgot about that track. You know, that's another.
that's a
How
sick
can you
song.
forget about it, bro?
Like I said foul play, but I may even have to say Golo
Yeah, I
2.0
think I actually
myself.
I've done the changes.
I may have to say that
Golo
myself.
was crazy.
Was there a Go Low 1?
Yeah.
Because if there was, it completely went under the radar.
It was Officers Mad About
It
Bars.
was Officers Mad About Bears.
Right, okay.
And then
You just used the hook, innit?
a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
just
right.
liked the hook and they were just like, man, you guys should do something with this, do you know what I mean? And then we just thought about it and we're like, yo, let's do something with this. Let's feed off this, because it was getting some good like recognition at the time for the hook. Like not many people do hooks on a Mad About Bears.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like it was just kind of like raw. This is actually kind of cold. You man should maybe even do a remix, and we're like, nah, we'll even just do a 2.0. Do you know what I mean? And it ended up going mad. You know, the man did their thing.
Yeah. So obviously we was in the club on Saturday. How did it feel hearing it in the club?
Oh yeah, that was
mad.
mad. That was
It was actually
lit.
mad. I forgot about that
I
as
forgot
well.
about. Oh yeah, I played in the club. I remember. I was
waved.
I was talking.
Waved,
I was
yeah.
I was
just enjoying
waved.
myself.
Vibe, but I saw you like,
Trust
like
me.
I was-
lit up as soon as
Bro,
it came
oh,
on.
man.
I was waved, and I just had Knicks. But I
man.
was standing on the kick. I was
Archie,
like,
I was like, wait, what?
yeah, say nothing. It was
Because you know
lit,
in
man.
Ireland, they don't play our songs in clubs in
like
Drogheda.
that. To be honest,
Does drill get played in the clubs in Ireland?
to be honest, you know what
Very
it is?
small.
Yeah, rap music in general is very small in Ireland. Like in terms of clubs, it's very
In
technical.
Drogheda especially.
Is there like specialist nights, like hip hop R&B nights only? Or
Not really in
Drogheda
Drogheda.
hasn't really evolved like that yet.
Yeah, Drogheda is still very.
That's still like it's still.
Like I'm still hearing the songs that I was hearing in 2010. You know what I mean?
okay,
In
wow.
nightclubs, you know
in
what I mean?
nightclubs,
It's
you know what
mad.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember one time, I think, just when there was a festival going on in Drogheda, I heard, I think it was Keisha and Becky in the club, and when I mean this place went mad because of the one song. Do you know what I mean? And they played once, and that was it.
And that was it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And people were going mad, and I was just thinking, like, what is this DJ doing? He needs to get some.
Needs
you
to
know,
get some proper.
He needs to
thing.
update the playlist.
But
or
I think with the way it's going now, and obviously with like how the scene is building, very soon it's gonna have to enter the clubs. Like
Yeah,
they'd
'cause
almost be
nightclubs open.
stupid not to. Do you know what I mean? But like even now, I wouldn't even say it's like I remember coming here and I was like, they were playing all the music that I would usually listen to anyway. Do you know what I mean? It was lit. But like over back home, like we're still kind of just trying to enter all of that type of. As I said, the
Lot of
scene
oomph
is
music.
still very very new. We're still trying to build, and it's gonna be the people that are coming in, the artists, new artists coming in now that are really gonna enjoy that shit coming up now.
Drill in Ireland in 5 years is gonna be so different.
It's gonna be so
hopefully.
different.
Yeah, and I feel like it's you guys that are opening the doors to that.
Hopefully,
You're setting,
yeah.
That's what-
setting the footsteps now, and then other people can
No,
follow the
follow.
blueprint.
That's
Yeah.
why for us it's almost a thing of like we have to watch everything we're doing now because we're not trying to mess up for other people. Do you know what I mean? Because even at shows and that, like we were thinking at the shows, like it can't even be a thing of like after shows. Even if there's someone causing problems, you can't
no,
you can't you know
can't be any
indulge
of
in
that.
all that stuff no more because like in Ireland especially, like if see for example we had that headline show. If anything had gone wrong that night from us
That's
doing
headline
anything,
shows for
do you know what I
any
mean?
rap
They
artist.
probably lock it off for everyone else.
They lock it
Do you
off
know
for
what I mean?
everyone
And
else.
it's like-
And then it's just
similar
long.
Well, I mean, you know what it was like for gigs back.
Do you know what I
then.
mean?
It was similar problems over
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
in
long
the early
because
days.
you know.
So like in terms of like tensions and rivalries and stuff, obviously listening to your music, like and knowing the limited amount that I do know about like the Irish drill scene, like for you guys moving forwards, is it just like it's just a musical thing for you? Like obviously you're saying if there's real problems, it's just gonna fuck it up for everyone over there. So
See,
like,
that's the thing, because we have actually like seen what we can do. And we can like that's the problem with not a lot of Irish artists, but like there's a lot of Irish artists that like clocking in now. They're getting really locked in now, but like it's a thing of like you know, you just can't be doing the same stuff that you're doing because like especially with the way things are going, you don't want to be the one to mess it up for everyone else, especially because like everyone has their own beef, everyone has their own problems, but like when it comes to music, if you have an end goal, especially with us, like we know that okay, we're doing the music for us, but like as well, it's not for us as well. It's for the people that are coming after us as well. So like we can't go to shows and there's an up over there and go fuck him up or whatever because it's just dead. Like, you know what I mean? Make your money, make your music. Do you know what I mean? Whatever is happening on the ends, leave it on the ends and leave it away from music.
I think people just need to really grow up, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones where a lot of people that hopped onto roads and doing all of this shit, they did it like to make money. Once you like with me anyway, once I realized that I can make money off like, and it's not really on the roads, like it's music, I can make money legally and shit like that. All of that shit ain't even, it's not like the way it used to be anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's more like
it doesn't even look good anymore.
It doesn't even look
like,
good anymore.
It doesn't like.
It's
like I'm not even
just
drawn
locked
to any
into
of
the
that
point
anymore,
where it's
you know
like
what I mean?
you look at like I look at myself now like I'm trying to be a businessman. I ain't trying to be like it's cool. Like I make the music because obviously it's one of them ones where that's what sells. That's what people like to know. That's the type of shit that people like man used to do.
Yeah.
But now it's like if you're still doing that, you ain't even making money on the roads and all of that, bro. You're actually like you're behaving like a bum at that point. You know what I mean?
Change your mentality.
There's
it's all
so
about
many
the
ways.
mentality.
Yeah, it's a bad mentality to have, man. Like that's why we do that's why we make sure that everything we do it well, because we want people to look at it and be like, yo, do you know what it is? Yeah, A92 have done this. Why can't I do that? Do you know what I mean? The same way like people have done that for us. Like I've looked at people in the UK and been like, raw, they did this. Why can't I do that? I want people to look at A92 and be like, yo, they're doing this. They're making money this type of way.
Because you know, even now, like as A92, we stick to ourselves. Like you see, Dublin is big, it's popping, everything. There's parties going off there every week. We don't go nowhere like that anymore because it's a thing of like when we go to places like this, I know people look at us and they're like, oh, so this is them. Like they get too excited. Do you know what I mean? And then it causes people to act out. It causes people to.
Like to test us.
Do you know what I mean? They want to see what's really going on, and then even as us, we know that okay, we could go there and we could enjoy the motive, and then after whatever happens. But like, you know, when you're like trying to build something, you just have to. You know, stay away from all that shit.
We're building a brand now at this point.
Do you know what I mean? It's a brand.
It's a brand.
The A92 is not. It's not just a group of boys or just a gang anymore. It's a brand. It's a business.
That's a sick mentality to have. I think like not a lot of people really have that mentality.
But it's what's needed in Ireland.
It didn't always start like that.
A lot of people would then see the way what happened. A lot of people would then be like, these people, because what happened about drill and that. People would be like, these people aren't about it.
They like people would love to see Dbo chase down 10 man, you know, with a Rambo and
that's the mad thing.
Do you know? They'd love to see that.
That viral's gonna sky off.
Exactly, but then
not go as much as a freestyle.
Exactly, it's mad.
People just love the drama.
People just
like
exactly.
That shit ain't gonna make me money at the end of the day.
Exactly,
like, that was the
like
shit
that's
that
what people would love to see. Do you know what I mean?
That's the type of shit that people like, man, them have done. It's all in a like, you know what I mean? Done that, but now it's like we're now trying to build a brand. It's not even like we're doing music for fun now. We're trying to build a brand. We're trying to put ourselves in better places and shit like that. And I feel like everybody should kind of have that mentality.
Is it possible to do that in your scene? So what I'm getting at is like, for example, in the London scene, there's certain artists that will never ever be in the same room together, and that's because the beef that they have is inherited from something from older generations where people have died. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's real serious.
Yeah, see,
like, they will never, ever, ever.
Like, I'll be real, I wouldn't even say, like, obviously, as I said, we're trying to build a brand like that. Beef is beef, do you know what I mean? Beef aside, like, obviously, there's people that I know myself, like, because of things that have happened, like, beef is always deeper for certain people than other people. So, like, there's certain people that I may have personal beef with that I know that, even just to avoid the whole, like, to make sure that like I know I'm building this brand. If he's somewhere, or I know that he knows that I'm somewhere, he probably wouldn't even come there. Do you know what I mean? There's shit like that happens, but at the end of the day, like I don't even really try and pay too much attention into that. I feel like the more you pay attention into that, the more you read about it, the more you see shit online, you feed into it, and you almost kind of just believe, yo, I need to do this and do that. But nah, fuck that. It's just more like I just do what I know is best for me. Do you know what I mean? If like beef happens everywhere, and I feel like even without drill music, there's still gonna be people that are beefing and stuff like that. So I just try not to pay too much attention into all of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't even know. Like, I really don't even know about
Like
this
there's
whole thing.
people,
It's so
there's people
techy,
that
do you know
have
what I mean?
their own beef that I know. There's people in Ireland that there's no way that they could ever be in the same room together doing music together. But you see, with us, like I said, we're first generation. So like for us, it's kind of a thing of like where even the people that were so-called beefing, like most of us probably grew up in the same areas, going to the same churches together. Do you know what I mean? Like, because when, like, for example, when I started in Ireland, I didn't start in Drogheda. I started all over the place. Like, I was in Dublin, I was in Navan, I was in Babri, just spread out. And like half the people that like I meet nowadays, I probably knew them when I was younger because we were first generation. We were all like in one place. Do you know what I mean? Everyone used to go to the same churches, same places. So like we all probably knew each other when we were younger. So like
Things have just gone.
for me to come now and just be doing all that, it's just a bit mad. Do you know what I mean?
Individually, then, if there's anyone ever that you could do a track with, like ultimate collaboration, dead or alive.
What, UK or America?
Anyone ever. It can be American, it can be African, it can be English. Like, it doesn't matter. Anyone ever, dead or alive. So who would you most like to do a track with?
So, America, Lil Durk, Lil Baby.
Okay.
UK, Fredo. Yeah, my Fredo.
Fredo.
Yeah, that's my favorite artist.
BT, how about you?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive, anyone ever?
It has to be Michael Jackson.
I was gonna say,
MJ, yeah?
It has to be MJ.
bro, there's no one bigger than that guy,
There's
man.
no that is the baddest guy.
If somebody came to
that's
me and
ever
was
walked
like,
on
yo,
this
I have
planet.
the opportunity for you to do a track with anybody, dead or alive, you have to pick MJ.
Well, I'm picking MJ. I'm moonwalking on that track,
I'm
bro.
moonwalking. Fuck that.
I'm moonwalking on that track.
But what would that even sound like? No
Bro,
one's-
it's
I
gonna-
know
We're gonna make it work,
It
bro.
actually doesn't
We'll make it work.
That's
As I
going
said.
number one. That song is going number
Bro,
one.
It's
we'll
gonna-
make
yeah,
it.
it's
We'll
gonna
make
go
it.
number one.
We'll make it
Really
work.
interesting.
Trust me.
We'll actually
Michael
so
Jackson
make it
on
work.
drill.
I think
Please get me on that track, bro.
one thing is people don't actually realize how versatile drill can be because it's such a new genre. But very soon, I think drill is just gonna take over rap in terms of like you even see people singing on it. You're seeing like a lot of artists now, they're doing these collaborations with drill artists because they know how marketable it actually is now. Do you know
See, even
what I
what
mean?
Ed Sheeran did. What Ed Sheeran did.
Like even with what Ed
Central
Sheeran did with
C and them,
Central
man.
C and like and
Tion.
Tion, do you know what I mean?
That's a
like,
big step.
That song
Because,
I
like-
don't think anybody would have ever like thought, you know what, Ed Sheeran would probably do this song like with these men and make it a drill track. Nobody would have ever thought that was a song that was already doing its numbers on its own. He didn't even need to do that.
He didn't have to do it,
He
do you know what I mean?
didn't- do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
He didn't have to do that. But like even like with in terms of him, like even the way he like I saw he was saying he really likes quang face music and shit like that. Like people are actually starting to understand like how marketable, how little of a genre drill is, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like very soon you'll see the likes of even people like Ariana Grande even
Adele,
doing drill
man.
songs.
Think so, yeah?
I think so, honest to
You
God,
see,
I do.
that's what it's all about because see, drill. People just looked at drill as run, stab, chase, chain.
Nah.
It's not that anymore.
even that
Drill
Nah,
is
it has evolved.
drill has evolved. Do you know what I mean? As much as people may not want to believe it, it has evolved, and
has
people
evolved,
are evolving. Like people that do drill, sometimes like people that even do drill. There's a lot of people that do drill, and drill is just the sound, it's the genre, but like it's not even a lot of ching stab, all that. There's people that are doing commercial drill and they're making it sound
That's
good.
the thing, the mainstream. drill,
Exactly.
like,
Even
it's
when
rocking
you-
the parties now as
Yeah,
well.
Even when you
ideas.
look at
like,
even when you
yeah.
look at drill 3 years ago compared to music nowadays, it's not the same music. Do you
No,
know
not
what
at
I
all.
mean? It's not even the same sound anymore. Like
The videos,
artists that
everything,
used to
it's a
the
proper
flows,
production now.
Everything is different. It's proper
Because even
production.
that's the thing, people in Ireland, when they see us come to UK and they see us do all these mad video shoots and go out to all these mad places, they're thinking like, what are these guys doing? These guys are just like, they think that music videos is still the same thing of you get your cameraman, you go to your ends,
to
you shoot the
ends.
video,
Yeah.
you
It's
go
not even
home.
like that.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like that anymore. It's actually a
you
big
guys-
production now.
It's a
know
schedule.
what I mean?
It's a schedule.
Yeah. Do you think, are you guys going to get experimental with stuff? Are you going to kind of step outside of the drill sound and
I think
explore with other
like
bits?
like with the likes of like obviously I speak for myself, but I speak for the boys too. We've already kind of started that. It's just not stuff that's been dropped yet, but like we've already started experimenting with new sounds to just brighten and like. It's
kind of like we're trying to ease our fans into it as well.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Ease our fans into it. Yeah. Because obviously we already know the step like the style our fans want. It's almost just kind of like an ease type of thing. Like I've even dropped a few previews of like Afrobeat shit and stuff that I'm looking to drop. And
just see what people are
just see what people are feeling it. You know,
you know what I mean?
Very soon people are gonna see a whole new A92. It's just gonna be more music, more bangers, more everything.
You know what I'd love to hear? I'd love to hear an A92 and NSG link up.
Oh,
J5 production.
Shout out to my nigga Pappy Store. That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
Yeah. I would love to hear that, and I think like the only issue would be to get everybody. It's gonna be about a 25-minute song.
They gotta give us like a 20-minute beat, man.
Yeah. So you gotta be smart with it, but I feel like that would
be cold, man.
That would be dope, man. Like,
yeah, man. Just different flavors on a track, man. Everybody bring their own thing.
For real.
Trust me.
Well, listen, fellas, it's been a pleasure sitting down with you.
100%.
I'm glad we finally managed to get it done.
Gang shit.
I know I've got some shows coming up in Ireland. I don't even know when
I'm there. Don't even give me the date. I'm there.
Coming up, so we definitely have to link again. After the mixtape drops as well, so let's sit down and chop up.
Yeah, man. It's been a pleasure, bro. No cap.
BT, KSav Dbo.
Come on, my bro.
Thanks so much for joining me.
Gang shit. I appreciate it.